Hello, welcome to another episode of the Krakein Kitchen. I'm the Krakein, here to teach you how to make your very own pie crust from scratch. This is the easiest pie crust recipe you can possibly do. We will start off with 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. And once again, we are doing science right now. Science! Baking is actually science. It's not like just regular cooking. Things have to be measured and all that other shit. But we're starting off with 2½ cups of all-purpose white flour. This can stay over here on the side because we're going to need that flour in a little while. And next, we're going to add ½ tablespoon of granulated sugar, which is just your white sugar. And if you're all wondering what a ½ tablespoon is, it's just 1 teaspoon.
A ½ tablespoon is 1 teaspoon?
Yeah, there's 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. And a ½ teaspoon of salt. And now we're just going to combine this dry mixture really fast. Make sure and this is why I hate baking. Never fails. I'm always going to get some type of flour on me. It never fails.
You only been stirring for a couple of seconds.
And you're going to want to use 2 sticks of butter, cold, and I like taking my grater instead of cutting it into tablespoons and then using the pastry cutters. This cuts down on the work process some. You know. So we're just going to toss it on there like that. Looks like it's cheese, but it's not. It's just the and this way it cuts into the flour a lot faster. You know, it's just a time saver, to be honest. That's all it does. And we are using unsalted butter. And open up our other stick. So yes, you can actually use cheese graters for other things. Doesn't have to just be for cheese. You know, you can shave chocolate if you're getting ready to do like some baking with chocolate and everything. So now we're just going to start cutting the butter and the flour together. If you have a food processor, you can have done this all in a food processor also. You know, a couple pulses. And we're just going to keep cutting till we basically get a whole bunch of little floury, lumpy little balls. And this is something you can do with your kids too, you know, if you don't want to do this part of it, you know. That's what we have some little kids for. Put them to work. Build some character in them. And they'll actually appreciate their food a lot more knowing how it's made and where it comes from. As you can see, we're starting getting a little and now we're going to start adding our water. You just want to use a tablespoon at a time of cold water, you know, and just start incorporating it all together. And this usually takes 7 to 8 tablespoons of water to make your dough. And we're making this dough so later on I can show you all how to make a lattice blackberry cobbler with a lattice crust on it. I like a lattice crust myself just because that's what I grew as a kid up. It's what my grandma used to make and my mom. And as you see, it's starting to get and this is our third. And we're just going to keep cutting it in. But yeah, this should take 7 to 8 tablespoons of water. It just depends. You want to use cold water or ice water. Why? I have no idea. And look, this is just from a little bit of water and butter, and we're already starting to get our dough. But like once again, this is something you can actually do in your processor.
The original hands-on way.
Yes. Which probably explains why a lot of people don't like cooking at home, doing things, you know, because people really just don't want to put in the time and effort into doing something that's easy. You know, if it was good for hundreds and hundreds of years, you know, you don't need to, and now we're starting to stick together completely, and we don't want to, over knead, I guess you would say, knead the dough. So we'll just give this a couple more. And after we get this all done, what we want to do is wrap it in some saran wrap, some plastic, and we're going to put it in the fridge for about an hour so it gets cold. And then we will roll it and get our pie crust. And this is actually enough to make 2 bottom shells or a whole pie.
Oh.
You know, top and bottom for your pie.
Yeah.
And everything. And now we have it ready and we're going to set it in the fridge. So we'll see you all in about an hour.